Okay, so currently we are on Amazon.com, and what I'm going to be looking for is a neck wallet. So I'm going to start by typing in the search, and I'm just going to click on the first option, and I'm going to scroll down to see the first options, the first four options that come up. Okay, and I do usually look at the ones that are marked bestseller or Amazon's choice. So I'm going to click on the first one. Well, that's a sponsored one, so usually I'll backtrack out of that because that means that that's a one that you're never sure if that's what users are buying. So I'm going to scroll down to the next set. And the first one is a pink one, which pink is not a color I like, so that's not necessarily going to be one that I'm going to be aggressive to buy, but I will still look at the characteristics of the bag to see if there are any other features that are still good, and also if it comes in any other colors, which it does, which is great. So it's waterproof, made in the USA, travel protection. And typically I do pay attention to the reviews. It's got some pretty good reviews for most of the customers, and it says there's only one person that marked it with 1 star. So usually that tells me that's pretty good. If most of the people who looked at it found it to be useful, then I usually take that as it is a pretty good product. You may just have one off person that had an issue with it, which generally will happen. So I definitely do. I usually always scroll down to the end of the page for every product that I look to buy on Amazon and just take a look at the pictures of how it's carried and just read as much of the details as it tells me just to see what makes it stand out. If there are any pictures, I definitely go through it as well and just take time to see. I definitely go through the product description and I will read through that just to see what's important about the product. So it's got RFID protection, which I wasn't too familiar with in the beginning, so this is great that it provides a good definition of what it is. So now I know for the next bag, that's definitely something that I'm going to look for. It's lightweight, easy to carry. I look at the item weight, the shipping weight, average usage, and I do definitely look at customer questions because sometimes they're ones that I think of myself and just want to know, can it be worn under clothing? How long is the strap? Okay, that's good to know that the strap is adjustable. That's definitely important. Sometimes when you're traveling, you want to have a shorter strap or a longer strap depending on what you're wearing, where you're going, whether it's in a crowd, and how much can it hold. This is great. There's customer images, so that's really nice to see. Okay. So, all right, you had one person who the bag broke. Sometimes that happens, but overall, this looks like this bag got a good amount of good reviews. Seems to be okay. Let's backtrack and go to the other bags that was next to it. I'm going to scroll back down to the next bag, which is an Amazon bag, so that's interesting. So this bag, this wallet, much smaller than the last one, much more compact, so that makes me think that it might not carry as much. It's mainly just for something small. The other bag could carry like your passport and other bigger items. This one looks like it's mainly going to be just for cash, coins, um, which could be fine, but not so much for when you're traveling, because when you're traveling, you just want to carry one bag without carrying everything, but you also want enough space. But it does have RFID protection, theft protection, easy organizing. Just everything is just going to be a lot more compact. The material is tear resistant and breathable, which is important, but I'm not sure if it's waterproof like the last bag. It seems pretty lightweight. And I'm going to look at the customer questions here, see what they say. Okay, does have an somewhat adjustable strap. The interesting thing is, according to the reviews, it's got 4.1 out of 5 stars, although there are a few more people who have issues with the product than the last one. So I'm just gonna double check and see what the reviews are. Okay, so our RFID protection failed, so that's a little bit concerning. Okay, so I'm just gonna view. Okay, so this person here is complaining about the vinyl product, the vinyl pocket, not detrimental. And this person is complaining about the quality. So that's also something to take note of. Okay, so overall though, although it does have good reviews, it doesn't have as many great reviews as the last neck wallet that I looked at. So I'm just going to keep looking at the next wallet. And this wallet only comes in 2 colors, so khaki or black. The other wallet came in 4 colors, so that's something to consider. The diversity of colors is something that I tend to look at when I'm shopping for products. Okay, so now let's look at the Zero Grid neck wallet with RFID concealed travel pouch. So this one looks pretty good because it has multiple pockets, a little bit wider. It's got a good price, which is great. It does come in 4 different colors, so that's good. So it's ash, desert sand, midnight, and shadow gray. So that gives a little bit more diversity there. I'm just reading the product description. Well, it gives you 100% lifetime money back guarantee, so that's really good. If I'm not happy, then I can return the product. Okay, it says breathable moisture wicking back eliminates uncomfortable moisture and heat, so that's really good to know. Lightweight and it's water resistant, which is great. In case it's raining, then I know that my important documents like my passport are definitely not gonna get wet and ruined, because no one wants to have your passport get ruined when you're traveling. So I'm gonna scroll down to the customer questions and take note of the product description while I'm at it. And I'm just going to read through that just quickly, just to get the gist of what the product consists of. Okay, so it's easy to hide, which is great. holds all my essentials, so you can hold cash, passport, credit card, cell phone, which is a little bit more than the last one. And it's lightweight as well, which is great. And this one has 4.3 out of 5 stars, which out of 1,000, over 1,000 customer reviews. So that right there tells me that a lot of people are using it, and usually with that many number of people, it lets me know that definitely the majority of people are going to be happy with their purchase. So that's pretty important. So I'm just going to look at the customer questions and answers to see if there's anything here that's beneficial for me to know about. Okay, so very simple questions. This one I might go look a little further. Okay. Okay, so that's good. Someone asked about if it were waterproof. It's not waterproof, it's water resistant, which is somewhat of a difference, but it does give you some layer of protection if it does start to rain. But it's good to know that this person here said that they don't know if it's waterproof, but it did help someone prevent their items from being robbed when they were in Spain. So that was really good. That's very good to know. So I see here with the reviews, 68% are at 5 star, 17% are at 4 star, which lets me know definitely that's a great majority. So it's lightweight, comfortable, and durability, which is pretty important. And images here, which is a great, so it looks nice and neat. So I'm very happy to see that the majority of people who purchase this are happy with their purchase. Of course, you'll always have a few people who are not happy, but sometimes I just like to scroll and see some of the negative ones so I can get an idea of what made it a negative experience. Okay, so a couple of quality control issues, which is going to definitely happen with any purchase. Okay, but nothing detrimental. Sometimes that definitely does happen. And let's see one more product. Let's see if there's any other one. This one is the Amazon Choice, which is also Venture. That's another Venture one. And this one comes in several different colors, red and green, which is not too bad. It's more expensive than the Zero Grid, so for me, still has over 1,000 customers, 4.7 out of 5 stars, so that's pretty good. Let me just look at the product description. I mean, if it's a similar item to the Zero Grid, then I may just opt for that one if it's not going to give me anything extra. I'll just double check. Just going to look at the product descriptions. For the most part, it looks a little bit larger than the Zero Grid, so I don't want anything that's too large. So I think this one, it seems a little bit larger than the Zero Grid, so I don't know if I'd necessarily look at it as a pouch you could wear inside your clothing, but it seems to be pretty good in comparison. They're very similar. The reviews seem to be okay. I'll just check the one star and see what happened there. Okay, and just so some people said it's cumbersome. Some person said it's too small, some person said it's a better alternative.